we have started night 2 of the World Cup of Darts with drama. I'm not sure we were expecting so much darting drama in our first match of the night, but Sweden needed 3 legs against France to progress to the second round. It looked for some time like they might not get them. They were 3-1 down, but de Graaf and Kasiak fought back to 3-3. They ended up losing 4-3 to Labra and Tricol. But have a look at this. This is the final group standings, and the +2 leg difference means they make it through to the second round, which gets underway tomorrow afternoon. Well, our final group games all taking place tonight. Group G is sorted out now, but there are 11 other groups to conclude this evening. Loads still to be decided. This is the first half of the night. You can see that result there for France then, but they do bow out this evening. Czechia in action very shortly against India. Japan take on Switzerland. The Republic of Ireland, Willie O'Connor and Keane Barry meet China. Then Malaysia, who made history last night with their first ever victory on the World Cup stage, go head-to-head with Denmark before Hong Kong meet Bahrain. And then this is the second half of the night. Then Poland meet Norway, Belgium with Dimitri Van den Berg and Mike de Decker looked very good last night. They take on the Philippines. The Netherlands, they were impressive as well, meet Hungary. Germany take on Singapore. Austria and Australia go head-to-head. That should be good. And then New Zealand meet Argentina. But I said a minute ago, it would be Czechia against India. Well, Czechia beat the Chinese Taipei duo earlier. Or last night even 4-2. India lost to Chinese Taipei 4-2. And the same situation really for Czechia as Sweden. They need 3 legs to progress to the second round. So let's see if they can do just that in the company of Laura Turner and Dan Dawson.
Yes, very good evening. C'est dramatique, non? To start the night. The French agonisingly missing 3 darts for the knockout round. Now it's a similar state of affairs in this one here. Here are the permutations. Czechia need 3 legs to qualify. India need to win 4-1 to qualify. If it's 4-2 India, then we've got a 3-way tie, and we're going to have to go to all sorts of things. Legs, one against the throw, and maybe averages. Let's figure that out later, should we need to. But we've seen Chinese Taipei face both of these teams. Czechia dealt with them. Very, very good stuff. High quality game. India had a game that can only be described as utterly mad. They should have been hammered, but Chinese Taipei basically forgot how to count, and it allowed India to get a couple of legs, and that has kept their hopes alive, at least for now.
It really was one of those World Cup moments that we'll probably relive over the next few years. It was a confusing state of affairs, to say the least, but as you say, the couple of legs for India just keep them in the mix. But I will say, the way that Sedlacek and Krivka played in their first match, very focused, just over 97 average individually for Sedlacek.
Yeah, 90 average as a pair. Sedlacek playing very well as the experienced team captain. Petr Krivka in for his first experience, pulling his weight. Doing enough. Yes, he wasn't at Sedlacek's level. He was good enough to help him get over the line. You can see him shaking his fist, celebrating that 180 before he went in.
Yeah, you could describe Krivka as animated. He was kind of living every single dart yesterday, and you can understand why. Putting on that shirt, representing your country, making your debut with the experienced Sedlacek. It's a proud moment for these players.
It's only really in recent months that we've got to have a look at Petr Krivka in PDC tournaments. He is good value. And Karel Sedlacek is enjoying playing with him. He says he likes it being up there with him. He's emotional, he's animated. That's understating.
140, Czechia for climbing.
And this for a 5-visit leg to start the match. Okay, to the 12s. Leaves the bullseye.
57.
Same target here for India. Will it be a different outcome?
going for the treble 14. As it is, he's got 55 left. He'll get a dart at tops. The longer that went on, the more the crowd got involved, the less confident I felt that Mohan Goel was going to hit it.
Yeah, and again, he's another player here on debut. Nitin Kumar, more experienced of the Indian pairing. There you see the reaction, the roar, the animation we've been talking about. It's an early breaker throw for Czechia. There you see the reaction, the roar, the animation.
Well, that's another 3 legs that Czechia need to be sure of progressing. Nitin Kumar, you say he is more experienced by some distance. 4 times he's been to Ali Pali. And he's had some creditable performances without getting that first World Championship win under his belt.
Yeah, I was going to say that recent outing at the last World Championships, he did lose 3-1 to Martin Lukman, but as you say, it was a credible performance, pushed Lukman all the way, and again, it's just another nation, it's developing. Nitin Kumar, that player that's kind of flying the flag for India.
Well, that was a wild one. It was straight. Having some real trouble with the weight of dart there, Mohan Goel. Line very good, it's just getting the height of it.
60. Yeah, it can be nerves and all to do with the release, and if you just can't settle down, that is normally the outcome. And although he's not experienced on big stages, has represented India in the WDF, came through the Indian qualifier. It was 3 events to see who could qualify here for the World Cup pairs. Nitin Kumar won all 3, but Goel lost in 2 of those finals.
60.
Yeah, he's been an ever-present in the Indian team, Nitin. He is the standout player from that country. That is the dart he's after. That should make things easier for him.
The irony there, obviously got the weight right, but got the line wrong, and that's the...
He's just got that constant shuffling around on the left-hand side of the oche where he stands, Mohan Goel, and just think it's sort of interrupting his flow. Much more classical way of throwing a dart for Nitin Kumar.
140. Czechia require 161.
He took this out on the Euro Tour earlier this year, Petr Krivka. He's not going to do it here.
60.
Which is perhaps the best, because the celebration could have seen him launching himself into row 3.
I don't think we've ever had crowd surfing, have we, in the World Cup? I mean, it could be the next big thing.
Oh no. Well, a couple of big numbers missed by Mohan Goel. This time the line, the issue. Does not get a dart for the leg. Treble 20, not found.
41.
There for India, and it's the more experienced Nitin Kumar stepping up, trying to make it 1 apiece.
It's one of those annoying ones where he's missed it by such a small distance, it's actually got in the way of his next target. He's having to come all the way over to the left to find the late. And move back to the centre of the oche to go for double 4.
That's a good last dart there from Nitin Kumar. It is difficult when you have to move up and down, you have to adjust the weight and the strength of the throw. Comes back in, takes his time, pins the double, no problem.
Never won a game at the World Cup of Darts, India. They've always gone out the first hurdle, and in the group phase have not picked up a win. They cannot afford to lose another leg. If they are to qualify for definite, they can afford to lose one more, but then we are going into various different permutations.
Yes, a revisit there from Goel. Team India here, much improved performance from their earlier game this afternoon. They've just set off that bit stronger. You're going to have to against a team like Czechia.
Finding the trouble. He's just tightening things up around his targets a little now in Goel, as he misses the 18 segment entirely. You not see him having those wild ones where he's missing by a long, long way.
A bit of a costly miss though, because it's been punished, and by way of finding that one with the third dart, hasn't left a finish for Nitin Kumar.
Go for the 25. He does, and he gets it. Double 18.
25.
First one was no use to him. Couldn't make the adjustment. That was a third consecutive break of throw in this game.
Options there, and wanted to try and find a way through to the treble 20. Didn't work out, so chances once again for another break.
58. Czechia, you require 36.
Double 9 for a 2-1 lead.
27.
Head in hands for Petr Krivka. Nervous times for the Czechs.
And again, Kumar just taking that step back. Every leg, every dart just feels big.
Sedlacek misses the one entirely, busts his score first dart. They were so impressive against Chinese Taipei. Started that way in the opening leg. It's not been like that since then. The Czechs need to get their act together. Again, shuffling around. But Mohan Goel makes that one count, and India lead.
Just feels really edgy here from Czechia. There is this theory behind the idea. Every team is going to go up there to try and win. That is the ultimate goal. That is what you want to do. It makes life so more straightforward. But when you know that you've got to win by a couple of legs, you know that that's enough. Sometimes the focus isn't necessarily on the win. It's like, just make sure we get the legs. And that's where you see these kind of performances start to creep in.
86.
Finds that treble first dart again.
Again, he's kind of started in one position, very far to the left,
99.
found the treble, went more to the middle of the hockey, didn't find it, so moved back to the same position.
He's covering a lot of ground, Goel.
Getting the steps in,
Yeah,
right?
if he's got a Fitbit on, that might explode.
It's awkward. Switch should be on.
59.
Well, needless to say, every leg is important. But if India could nick this one against the darts, they'd be throwing for a 4-1 win, which would be enough to not only claim their first ever victory at the World Cup of Darts, but put them through in a group with Chinese Taipei, or one of the surprise packages of last year, and the Czechs, who were looking
61.
excellent when we saw them in their first game.
Yeah, came into the tournament and they were odds-on favourite to get through this group.
59.
As you say, they backed it up with that initial performance. The average takes some doing in a pairs tournament.
Couldn't get a treble, but at least get some numbers right to get his teammate down to a finish. Trying to attack that treble 20 from the right-hand side. Unable to get underneath it. He keeps on going.
60. Into you require 164.
Shuffle, keep mentioning.
Czechia, you require 56.
Tops for two apiece.
Good shot.
Clinically taken in the end there by Sedlacek.
Fifth leg, India to focus.
Well, that means that India are not going to get out of this group without some severe mathematical work. Win the next two legs, we're going to have a three-way tie in this group. Czechia just need one more to be sure. Karel Sedlacek, maybe that will settle him down, because if he has a good couple of minutes here, that could be enough. What startled him there?
100.
You see the drop-off for the Czech team in the averages. As we say, it was 90 from their initial match. Just under the 75 mark here, but it's not about the scoreline. It's about getting into the next round. In terms of the Czech Republic and the World Cup, it was only the first time that they actually made it through to the second round last year, and that was a team of, obviously, Karel Sedlacek, but playing alongside Adam Gavlas.
133.
Signs of life from Nitin Kumar. Yeah, and a reminder, it is a draw done at the end of tonight's action. There are only 4 spots in the second round that are fixed. They're the 4-seeded teams. So if you get through your group, you could be pitted against the 2 Lukes for England. You could be pitted against Sweden or the debutants Argentina if they make it through, or whoever. You just don't know at the minute.
Czechia, you acquire 161.
2 visits from here for Czechia to secure their spot in the next round. Petr is not going to take it out. Bullseye would be a shot. I'm not sure he's going to employ it. No. An extra 5 points for the 25 would leave a 2-darter for his teammate there, Carol Larger. As is, he's only going to get 1 dart at double from there, if any at all.
Yeah, ball management is important. 5 points might not sound like a lot, but it could be all the difference.
49. India, you acquire 129.
Well, this would be a sensational shot. The fans have decided they want to see this from India. And Mohan Goel is not up to the task on this occasion.
81. Czechia, you acquire 52.
Yeah, despite that sprightly period of play that we saw from India, they just haven't been able to maintain it. And that is the 3rd leg for Czechia, and that is the reaction once again.
Now, I don't know, bearing in mind that Petr reacts to most legs like that, whether he knows they're through or not, but they are.
140.
There is still a game to be won, and for India, it'd be their first ever game won at the World Cup of Darts.
95.
That's it for these kind of emerging darting nations. It's just about the next steps, the improvement, the way to build on things. And as you say, for India, it would be a win, but Czechia seem to be forging ahead here.
Yeah, this is looking like a textbook way to close it out.
They've made it easy for themselves.
Petr trying to get the fans on their side. I think he knows he's through now.
But he's dancing, essentially, in the background. He's bobbing along to the tunes.
Yeah, bobbing along, I would go along. I think dancing might be a charitable description.
He's still going, though.
60. Czechia, you acquire 161.
And again, not able to find the 161, but they've got a bit of time once again.
91.
And there's a great cover on the last.
Well, the job has essentially been done by the Czech Republic, but they want to sign off and make it 2 wins out of 2. It could be a couple of 4-2 victories. Because they were very good against Chinese Taipei. They had a mid-game wobble in this one, which did throw the result into jeopardy. Despite India being properly involved in both the games they've played, not been able to get to the finishing line. That is so far away from the single 20.
India, you acquire 164.
Yeah. Smile there from Nitin Kumar. 164, not able to find. It was a big ask for India.
96. Czechia, you acquire 40.
Petr Krivka on his World Cup debut to book their passage into the knockout rounds in style. That will do it. And Petr Krivka celebrates so hard, I think one of his teeth just fell out of his head. What a way to mark your passage through to the last 16. Czechia win it, India go out, and now the celebrations can properly begin for the Czech pair. 2 games down.